It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. So I'm coming to you live Monday through Friday. Now, normally I come to you around 6:30. I'm coming to you about 4:20-ish. So this week we're going to have varying start times because we got a big week tomorrow. Special start time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Our scheduled guest is Police Chief Reggie Burgess of the city of North Charleston, South Carolina, who is retiring in May to run for mayor. As a matter of fact, the reason I am here because I am going to be attending his announcement to the public via the press in about roughly, a little over an hour and a half, I should say. And then on Tuesday, he is scheduled to be my guest for the entire show. Thursday, we may have a special start time of 3:30 p.m. or maybe 4 o'clock. We'll say 4. We'll say, nope, I think about it. 3:30 p.m. Special start time. Possibly 4 o'clock, but the more I think about it. No, let's say 4 o'clock for now. Thursday, 4 o'clock. We got a lot going on. There's a play, New Jack City, in town. The movie, New Jack City, is now a play. It is here. Yours truly is one of the MCs, and I'll be broadcasting live from our radio station. So we got a busy week. So let's jump right into the show here. Many times you've heard me say this, and I've quoted Malcolm X: the most unprotected, disrespected, neglected person in America is a black woman. Yes, black men are unprotected and disrespected and neglected, but it's just to a different insidious level when it comes to black women. Got the racism on top of the misogyny and the sexism. So why am I bringing that up today? Well, today's monologue, no guest. Today's monologue is I want to speak to black women again today. I want to speak to two black women. Well, let's put it this way. I want to speak to a young lady named Angel Reese. Now, who's Angel Reese? She is a 20-year-old student. She is a superstar college basketball player. She plays for Louisiana State University, or as people in the sports world and people that live in Louisiana know, LSU. Louisiana State University. And Angel Reese's team, all her teammates, a team that is virtually all black. As a matter of fact, I didn't even see a white teammate on the bench. It may be, but predominantly all black female basketball team just won a national championship. And I want to shout out Coach Staley of the University of South Carolina Gamecocks, who lost their Final Four game Friday to the University of Iowa last year. The University of South Carolina and Coach Staley won a national championship. That's like the second one she's won since 2000. She's an incredible coach, an incredible person. I got so much. Dawn Staley, I love you. I love you. I love what you represent. I love that you represent for the culture. I love what you represent as a coach and as a black woman and as a black person. Love the energy. I'm all with you. Absolutely 1,000%. And I want to shout out the University of South Carolina Lady Gamecocks basketball team, all of them, from Aaliyah Boston to Abria Beal to Zaya Cook to, I can't remember her first name. I always forget it. The little Hispanic sister, Cardoso. I think is it Maria? Anyway, young lady, I apologize. Super. I can't wait to see you play next year. I know you're going to dominate. And the entire team, young freshman named Raven Johnson, that I'm going to get into something that happened with her later on. So to Angel Reese and all of your teammates, the Lady Tigers, the national champions for college basketball, LSU, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Coach Don Staley, the University of South Carolina Gamecocks up in Columbia, South Carolina, about an hour and 20 minutes from where I'm standing right now, and all the Lady Gamecocks. And to all of the black women, not just in America, but on the planet. All the black women of the African diaspora, I have something to say. Let your light shine. Let your light shine as bright as the sun on a clear day. Let your light shine. And if anyone has a problem with that, tell them that's a you problem. And don't let a you problem become a me problem, ladies, black women. If your light is too bright, then guess what? For those who feel that the light and the voice and the intelligence and the power and the humanity, compassion, empathy, generosity, sensuality, all of that stuff that encompasses, that's inside of a black woman, if that is too much for you, if that light is too bright for your ass, then you need to buy some sunglasses or shut up about it. Why am I talking about this? So really, let's go back to Friday night after the Final Four game between, you had the University of South Carolina Lady Gamecocks and the Iowa Lady Hawkeyes. Iowa has a superstar on their team. Now, Iowa is virtually all white, an all-white female basketball team. Ain't like it's a whole bunch of black folks in Iowa. But listen, they've had a black head coach, female head coach for their lady basketball team. I think they had a black head coach. The men's basketball team, I think George Raveling, rest in peace, power, and paradise, and rest in peace, power, and paradise to C. Vivian Stringer, a great women's head coach at Rutgers. She really had a great run. I believe won a national championship as the head coach of Rutgers University for the women's basketball team there. She was a coach at Iowa, University of Iowa. So anyway, they have a superstar player, young lady named Caitlin Clark, a junior, young white girl, phenomenal. She's bad, absolutely, no question about it. This year, there's no argument. She was a college player of the year, the way she played. I mean, she has, and when it comes to shooting a basketball, she has not WNBA, she has NBA shooting range. So she's a phenomenal player. But so is Aaliyah Boston, and so is Angel Reese. And Angel Reese's teammates that showed up and showed out Sunday night, last night, beat Iowa and won a national championship. So let me go back to Friday. So Friday, Caitlin Clark, who's known to talk trash talker. Okay, for those who didn't play sports, who don't really get it, trash talking ish, is all a part of the mental, the psychological game about trying to intimidate or get your player, get your opponent, I should say, to get him or her off their game, to get them so angry at you and your mouth because you're talking so much trash that they lose focus on playing basketball and doing their job on the court as a basketball player. And you can exploit that. Get them in foul trouble, get them to foul out. They just, mentally, their head's not in it. They make turnovers. They can't make shots. Psychological warfare. Basically, that's at the root of trash talk. And because it's fun for a lot of folks. I was a great trash talker. But here's the weird thing about me. I never started it, but I'd end it. Because obviously, I can talk. I do that for a living. Been doing it for a living for a long time. So all that is a part of any sports. Athletes, great athletes, are competitors. And when you get on that level. So Caitlin Clark's got a reputation of being a trash talker. Oh, she's taunted teams and players on other teams. You know, she taunted a young lady, or basically told her to shut up. She played Louisville, and they were beating Louisville. They beat them, and they were up by like 15 points. And so Caitlin Clark tells one of the Louisville players to shut up. We beating you by 15 points. When you beat somebody by 15 points, you can kind of, hey, to the victor, they say, to the victor or the winners go to spoils. When you win, you can talk. Some folks talk when they lose. Usually when you lose, shut up, get in the lab, work on your game, and then come back. Hopefully you get a rematch. So Caitlin Clark, a junior, a young white girl, long ponytail, the media and the MAGA mentality, the MAGA cult members have no problem with it. National media, they love Caitlin Clark. When she talks trash, oh, she's got swag. Ooh, where did they get that word from? Oh, look, there's a white girl. She's got swag. She talks trash like the black players. But she's viewed differently. She's got swag. She's got fire in her belly. She's a leader. She's firing up her team. She's being a great leader by inspiring her teammates, by talking trash and taunting other players. That's the narrative from the media, sports media, which is predominantly white. This has been going on since before Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, when they played in the national championship game in 1979, Michigan State versus Indiana State. Then when they got to when they got to the NBA, it was, Boston, reputation, one of the racist cities on the planet. Just read Bill Russell's book, The Greatest Boston Celtic Ever. No, not Larry Bird, Bill Russell. How many rings did Bird get? 2. Did he get 3? How many did Bill Russell get? 11. 11. Michael Jordan didn't get 11. He got 6. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't even get 11. Not in the NBA. He got 6 in the NBA. And he got 3 in college and got 1 in high school. But anyway, so I digress. So here we got Caitlin Clark. Oh my God. We have almost like a female version of Larry Bird in 2023. The great white hope. Of course, the media is going to embrace it, and and the media engages in the racism. Because back in the day, Larry Bird didn't get into that. Never publicly did you ever hear him disparage, especially another star black player. He would talk trash, but the great players of his era, he had mad respect. Because he knows that just like he could bust their ass one day, they could bust his ass back on that basketball court. But I digress. So here we have this young lady, a junior, Caitlin Clark. The nation is taking, oh, look, the Iowa, all white female, we're rooting for him. So Caitlin Clark, she can trash talk and taunt. She, as a matter of fact, Friday night, she disrespected one of South Carolina's players, a young lady, a freshman, Raven Johnson, basically like waving her like, you can't guard me. And then after the game, so Caitlin Clark has a habit of doing this to like her opponents when she's beating them, when she's making shots, or when she wins. So John Cena, a wrestler, started doing this move. It is, I guess it's, you can't see me. You can't see me now. You can't see me. So she's always, all season long, she's been doing this in opposing players' faces. And the media, they love it. Oh, she's fiery. Oh, she's got swag. Look at her. She's talking stuff. She's got swag. Now, so Friday night, Coach Dawn Staley, after she lost, she said, this is something I want to address. And I was going to address it whether we won or lost. So now, all season long, you've had coaches like the head coach of UConn, Geno. This white dude's won 11 national championships. UConn was dominant. They were beating the brakes off people by 50, 60, 70 points. Didn't nobody in the media complain. It was okay. It was all good. His teams, strong. They played aggressive defense. Nobody called them thugs, bar fighters, street fighters, prisoners, hoodlums, monkeys. None of that. None of that. Fast forward to 2022, 2023. Dawn Staley said, I just want to address some of the people in the media, some of the people in the sports media, some of the people who are national beat writers, whose job it is to follow and write and tell the stories about women's college basketball. Some of these same writers have been out in the public, openly having conversations about the black women on the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. And Coach Dawn Staley said, I just want you to know, I heard you. And someone asked her a question. They wanted her to address all the names and implications from Geno Auriemma, head coach of UConn, to the writers. So Dawn Staley, and I'm paraphrasing, she said, my team, these young ladies, they're not bar fighters, they're not thugs, they're not monkeys, they're not street fighters. They represent this game of women's college basketball in a wonderful way. Now I'm paraphrasing. And she said, if you all care to get to know these young ladies like you care to get some other young ladies that you've fallen in love with, I'm embellishing a little bit, but that's the gist of her message, then you would see, and you would like these ladies. You would see that these are wonderful young ladies on and off the court, doing the right thing, the right way on and off the basketball court. Now, she said, you could not like me, you could not like the way we play, you could not like me, you could not like my team. But basically, now I'm paraphrasing, what you're not going to do, you're not going to keep calling these women bar fighters and thugs and monkeys and street fighters. And I want you to know that I hear you, because what you've said has gotten back to me. So for Dawn Staley, because she had to check Geno Auriemma, who is basically saying the same thing using different words, and she had to check him because back in the day when University of Connecticut, UConn, when those women's basketball teams were winning 4 consecutive championships, they won 4 years straight. They were beating the brakes off folks. Aggressive defense. Oh, great. Dawn Staley, her team, plays the exact same way that Geno Auriemma's team used to play. Aggressive defense. Smothering defense. They were never called bar fighters, monkeys, thugs, street fighters. Never. Not one time. Not one time. But now all of a sudden, you got a black woman head coach that's winning national championships. Team is dominant, playing aggressive defense. Had not lost a game until Friday night, and all of a sudden, all year long. And it's not whispers. Because you got people in the media covering this team, saying these things out in the open like, hey, what's the big deal? That's what they are. Their perception. And it got back to Coach Dawn Staley. But Caitlin Clark can taunt. She can taunt and trash talk, mentally terrorize her opponents. She's got swag. So when black players do the exact same thing, or less, than what Caitlin Clark has been doing, they're thugs and criminals and monkeys and prisoners and street fighters and bar fighters. So let's fast forward to Sunday night. LSU won the national championship. At the end of the game, their star player, even though it was a young lady, and I can't think of her name, but outplayed everybody on LSU, she guarded Miss Caitlin Clark, and basically, she slowed her down. Caitlin Clark still got around 28, 30 points, but she had to take like 20 shots. So her shooting percentage was not the same, and this young lady, her defense affected Caitlin Clark. So she didn't get 41 points again, or 40 points. And even though Angel Reese got into foul trouble, because both teams, their dominant centers, the taller players got into foul trouble. I think the referees were just, they kind of sensed that it could be an issue, so they wanted to make sure that the game didn't get out of hand. So they probably were calling these fouls, really too tight, but they were afraid that the game might get out of hand and these young ladies, might get to fighting. That's the worst thing. They probably got an order from the head of the NCAA. Listen, if it gets too physical, blow whistles. And they were calling fouls on both teams to their credit. So both teams can say, Angel Reese got into foul trouble. Iowa center got into foul trouble. Caitlin Clark got into foul trouble. And one of the reasons she got a foul because she basically threw the ball out of bounds, just delay a game. That was the second delay of game. So when she did it, the rule is that's a technical foul. So Miss Caitlin Clark was frustrated. They were getting their ass beat like by 20 points, 20, 21 points. She tossed the ball. In that moment, she lost her cool. It happens to players all the time. All the time. So at the end of the game, Angel Reese for LSU decided to give Caitlin Clark a little taste of her own medicine. Like, you can't see me now. And oh, by the way, put a ring on it, a national championship ring. So many people in the media, primarily white, some black, lost their mind. You had to do like Keith Olbermann, who was supposed to be Mr. Progressive. I used to watch Keith Olbermann on MSNBC all the time. He was on ESPN, Sports Center. Talented dude. I'll give him that. Talented. Was always viewed, his reputation was, he was, really super arrogant, hard to work with. It got him fired sometimes, but he just didn't give a damn. So Keith Olbermann on Twitter posted this tweet, and I'm just going to say exactly what he said because I can. I'm not going to try to clean it up. I'm going to tell you exactly what he tweeted. Referring to Angel Reese, called her a fucking bitch. A 20-year-old young lady for doing this and doing that. Keith Olbermann, you didn't call Caitlin Clark that. Ever. You wouldn't. You don't have the balls. You don't have the guts to call Caitlin Clark that. And you are a white man because you knew if you would have said that about Caitlin Clark, a white female player and a star player, other white folks would have came down on your ass. But you felt the impunity with your privilege that you could call a 20-year-old black girl an effing bitch for doing the same thing that the white girl was doing 48 hours earlier when she did it to the University of South Carolina Lady Gamecocks when they beat them only by 4 points. You're a coward and a punk, dude. But this is not about you. Not about you at all. Friday night, Caitlin Clark, along with doing this, like I said, she disrespected Raven Johnson. And Angel Reese spoke on it after the game. She said, first of all, you disrespected my teammates on LSU. So you're going to put some respect on LSU. She said, put some respect on their head coach, Kim Mulkey, who is very problematic. That when they won a champion, when she was at another school, Baylor, she took this team to the White House to see your boy, Orange Hitler, who's in New York, who will be, he will be officially indicted tomorrow. I digress. And then when Brittany Griner was wrongly imprisoned in Russia, so Kim Mulkey was Brittany Griner's coach. Brittany Griner won her a national championship. And Kim Mulkey basically threw her under the bus. It's like, because Kim Mulkey's got a problem with her lifestyle, being a lesbian. But you didn't have a problem with her being a lesbian when she was winning national championships. So you basically gave her you gave Brittany Griner your ass to kiss earlier in 2022. when they asked you about how you felt about her being wrongly imprisoned. So Kim Mulkey can kick rocks. I have no love for Kim Mulkey. Very problematic. It's pretty clear who she is. She might be LSU on the outside, but I'm confident I'd bet any amount of money she's MAGA on the inside, which I don't give a damn. And got an all-black team. See, that goes to show you the mentality of that form of hate and white nationalism. We can hate you, but we'll utilize you. We will use you so it can benefit us. And it can support my agenda and put money in my pocket. But you know what? Them sisters, many of them are going to go to the NBA, a WNBA. I'm pretty sure they will all get their degrees. They're going to get their coin. And all those young ladies, all those black young ladies that won a national championship in Baton Rouge, they played in Dallas from Baton Rouge at LSU. I guarantee you, all of those young ladies have written their own ticket. They won't have to worry about a job. They won't have to worry about money. I guarantee you. Folks in Louisiana, the way they love sports, and LSU's alumni, including people like Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, they got them. So they're good. The ones that don't go on to play in the WNBA or, in Europe or wherever, they are all going to be good. So let me just close by saying this once again. Let me close where I started off. Angel Reese and all the Lady Tigers at LSU, Coach Dawn Staley, and all the Lady Gamecocks at the University of South Carolina, and to all black women of all ages and sizes and complexions from all across the African diaspora. That means all over the world, because you have people of African descent on virtually every continent on this planet. Let your light shine as bright. Speak your mind. Stand on your truth. Be confident. Throw your hair. Put in your lashes. Put on your nails. Do you. Whoever and whatever you are, do you. And do it proudly. Let your light shine so bright that you can see it a million miles away. And for those people who feel your light is too bright, like I said, tell them that's a you problem. Buy you some sunglasses, but shut the you know what up. Happy birthday, Eddie Murphy. My man, one of the funniest men in the history, one of the funniest people on the history of this planet, Eddie Murphy. And before we had Nick Cannon, the human sperm bank was Eddie Murphy. Eddie's got, at least 10? He's double digit. So I think, I don't know. So what, my man, Nick Cannon's got him beat now by 1 or 2. So Eddie's 62. So I don't know how many more babies. I don't know. Eddie might have tapped out, if you know what I'm saying, when it comes to making babies. Eddie Murphy's 62 today. Another comedian, Aries Spears. Guess he's an Aries. I came up with the name. Aries Spears, you see him on Mad TV. Aries Spears is 48. Kiana Lede, singer, songwriter, actress, young lady, very talented, really hot R&B singer, R&B pop style vibe. She's 26 today, and Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, is 25. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life as always. God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday. This week, we have different start times. Tomorrow or Tuesday night, special start time, 7 p.m. Eastern. My special guest is scheduled to be Police Chief Reggie Burgess of the city of North Charleston, South Carolina, who announced his candidacy for mayor. He is going to run for mayor. As a matter of fact, there's a huge event that I'm on my way to right now. If you're watching me live, around 4:40 something on Monday afternoon, he will be my guest for the entire show tomorrow, Tuesday. And then Thursday, special start time, between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. I'll confirm it definitely by Wednesday, but it's going to be between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. There's a play, the movie, New Jack City, iconic, legendary, cult movie, New Jack City, Wesley Snipes, and the original G Money, Alan Payne, is actually in the play. You got Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Flex Alexander, Gary Dordan, you've seen the brother in a lot of TV shows, and Alan Payne, the original G Money. I am my brother's keeper, CMB. Nino, come on, Nino. CMB, man. CMB. I am my brother's keeper. Boy, he played the hell out of that role. So I'll be broadcasting live, and I'll be one of the MCs for that play on Thursday night. So early start time this Thursday, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'll let you know exactly what time, either 3:30 or 4 o'clock, no later than Wednesday. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please tell everybody you know to please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show. Everybody you know, everybody you like, that you love, folks you can't stand, folks that you hate. Hell, tell Kim Mulkey, her and Orange Hitler, yeah, they can subscribe to the channel. Listen, you can love to hate me. Fine. So enjoy watching. All right. Subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, Geno with the E, where you can see that sign back in the back like that. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the drip director, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her out on Instagram, LX.NCL_. And shout out to Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check out his Miglio di Mario Uomo collection and his Flyball collection at MIGILIODIMARIOUOMO. Have a great day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching me. If you're not watching me live, I want to shout out because some people somehow found out that I was on live and I can see you watching me. So for everybody that's watching me live, thank you so much. This is Must See TV. So send this episode. Make sure you all screen grab or just copy and paste the link and text it and email it and tag it and post it to everybody. Once again, shout out to Angel Reese and all the Lady Tigers, LSU Tigers. Congratulations. Even though you're in the same conference with the University of South Carolina, the Lady Gamecocks, you put some respect on their name. And you got that get back for the Gamecocks. So we'll see you next year. Looking forward to seeing LSU in South Carolina. I'm going to make sure to get up to Columbia to see that game in person. I want to be courtside. Congratulations, young lady Angel Reese, 20 years old. She's returning next season. Looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to see Sister Cardoso and all the young ladies, Raven Johnson, and all the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, be blessed. Pray for peace.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.